Hello. This video is going to be a bit different. I am currently working on the game called Cosmic Horror, which is this thing here. It's like a solitary game, but in a book, where you also have these sheets of paper where you need to track some things. It's something between the board game and RPG, I would say. So we'll see where it's gonna go, but I'm gonna talk a bit about the main story of the game, and in this video we're gonna prepare our main character, which is basically your alter ego as a captain of the spaceship, and we're gonna set up our spaceship and conditions on them. Then we're gonna also set up our crew, and later on we're gonna play a few turns, which is just gonna be like a demo, because the whole book is not finished yet. I'm working on it. There is a lot of writing, and it's gonna probably take me some time. Might be the longest time I've worked in the game, to be honest, because it needs lots of well, let's say dark imagination. So what is Cosmic Horror? So Cosmic Horror is a narrative-driven game set in the dark universe on a ship full of people that use the singularity drive. That's like some special drive that people want to try to see how it works, and it transfer them into completely different space and reality in some really absolutely crazy madness driven space, and they now have to find a way to return back, or at least survive in the constraints of that space. So there is an intro story which I placed on the BGG. I'm just gonna shortly explain how it starts. Basically, it starts you and your crew waking up from the cryostasis after the singularity drive jump has happened. And think of it like that movie Event Horizon. Like you're now just in hell, so you have to you have to find a way to survive that hell. So you wake up, you're the captain and the crew, and they're waiting for you to do something. And at the beginning we're gonna form the captain. We're gonna see how much the ship is damaged, what kind of resources we have, what's our crew. So this is like a start. Since you just waking up from cryostasis, your memory is a bit like fuzzy, and now we're trying to figure out what's happening. So in this video we're gonna do that. So let's start with the alter ego, with the captain. So there is a sheet here, and by the way, the ship name is Erythrium, which is kind of like a red in Greek, and I'm not so sure it's pronounced like that. Someone can help me out in the comment section. But when we jump, we get into this strange red space where everything has a hue of red, and the stars and everything is completely strange. So we're gonna have a name and a surname. We're gonna have a starting perk, starting proficiency, which is basically like a skill you are good at as captain. We're gonna have age, a starting sanity and guilt, and there are some formulas how to do that. Now there is possibility to some of this you just enter yourself, but if you want to like real random experience when you're building your captain and everything, there is a bunch of tables on which we're gonna roll. By the way, this is all you need. So there is no book yet, but you would need these 4 sheets of paper, and these little like cheats or tokens of your crew members with the numbers. You have 20 crew members. You need a D20 and deck of cards. I took some deck from, I don't know what is this. I found it on the workshop. It was interesting because it's a bit rustic and I like it. But this deck doesn't have jokers, and that's a problem. I'll have to see, is there a deck with the jokers? You also need the jokers, 2 of them, so this would be a deck of 54 cards. But I can deal with that later on, because we're not gonna probably need jokers right now in our first episode. So let's start. Lots of the things are in my notebooks, so if you hear some shuffling of paper, that's me just, going through them. And so let's start from the name and surname. I'm gonna just put mine. Gonna be Bojan Rakljačić. Okay. And now, to get everything rest from here, we have a little table here called Captain's Backstory. So we're gonna roll a d20 and we're gonna get the story and some starting conditions. So let's do that. And I rolled a 15. Let's see what the 15 means. 15 is: you enlisted as a chief engineer on the famous ship Excelsior. Excelsior was already 18 years in service and was a flagship of the 12th Fleet that was involved in the first exchanges between Belters and the Earth colonies during the Bell Succession Wars. As an old battle cruiser, it has many maintenance problems. Some of them were very sophisticated. They ask of you to think outside the box when approaching them. With many commendations, you reach the rank of a first officer very fast, still young and eager to prove that you have more in you than just a knack for ship's engines. Eventually, you send your application of a command post and were surprised when you got a commission to the Erythrium, as a captain of the vessel. So my age is 35, so let's put that here. Pretty young captain. And there is aging in this game. You'll see how that works, and you can die out from old age together with the rest of the crew, because your age also reflects the age of the crew. So if you're dying from old age, they are dying too. Alright, so proficiency engineer with +2. So let's put that also there. Engineer +2. Let me see, did I wrote that right? Yep. Perk capable, sorry for I didn't speak English for quite some time, so there could be some strange pronunciations like that. So I'm capable, which means, and this is where you should write it, but I'm just gonna write this in my little book here, that it says you can use any number of repair commands during your action phase. So that's good, because we actually are limited on how many commands we can do each turn. Just write that. So I am engineer, +2 and capable. All right. Also, it says you start the game with 1 joker in the discard pile. Interesting. I don't have any jokers, but let's just keep in mind that that's a thing. So I'm gonna write it here so I know. Now you're probably asking yourself, what is the meaning of having a joker in the discard pile? Well, In this game, events are represented by cards. So when you draw a card, there is a specific event. Jokers is a special kind of event, and if you draw them during the event phase, you're gonna go through the test for mutiny phase, because your crew members here right now, they are all blue, which means they are loyal, but if you flip them, they are now rebellious, so they are disloyal. Like if you have many of them, they actually can do a mutiny, remove you from command, and that's where the game ends for you. And you will see what could cause that for, have a disloyal crew members. All right, now mission here is the start. They said to put the survival. That's our first mission, and it's just trying to survive. Now there is one more thing. The captain itself is also a crew member, but with the number 0. You notice that all crew members have numbers from 1 to 20, and we are number 0, which is important sometimes during the event, when you're gonna say the highest number of the team that was engaged with this event dies or gets infected or gets wounded or something like that. So if you as a captain could go actually on these story missions together with some crew members. So if that happens to you, if you die during the mission, it's also gonna end the game in some way. All right, now I do have to see how many sanity and guilt I start. So normally I start with only 1 guilt, and there are some ways that, like, if there was a different kind of a story, I could start with more guilt. And my sanity is D20 plus whatever I draw from this deck, so it's going to be a value of a card, and plus bonus of my proficiency. So let's see how much sanity I will start with. So that's an 8 plus 2, that's a 10, and let's shuffle this deck. And queens. Now the values of the cards are a bit different. So normally that would be 13, right, in any kind of card game. But in this one, queens is actually 8. That's the worth of the queen. So I have 18 sanity, which is kind of in the middle. I mean, it's not so low. I would prefer it was over 20, but 18 is okay. Now sanity is very important on this game, and guilt also, because as something happens with the ship during the events, your sanity is going to go down, especially if you are involved in some action that lower the sanity. Guilt also can rise, so sanity going down, guilt is going up. And there are some tests which, if you fail your sanity or guilt test, it's called sanity break or guilt break. You could do some things which will not be good for the ship. So for instance, if your guilt is too much and you fail this test, there is a possibility to just kill yourself, and then again it's gonna prompt the game over. I just couldn't believe it, your guilt, because sending people into madness and that, and doing all kind of bad stuff just to survive, it's gonna rise your guilt. Same thing with the sanity, but sanity is gonna, as I said, it's gonna go down. And if you break sanity, you could get some captain mental states. There are some phobias you're gonna get, and there are actually a list here, 20 phobias you can get if you start going crazy. And also you can completely flip out and just initiate self-destruct of the ship and kill everybody. So that's also a possibility. The sanity is guilt is your resources that affect your game the most, because it could end your game. Perks, you can get some perks after finishing successfully missions, even those that actually I think you have to participate in. Let me just check. I think you do have to participate in those missions. On the forward. Yes, so after successful finished event in which he also participated. So if you want some perks, additional perks, well, you will have to go with your people on some story missions. So there is a possibility something bad happening to you, but also possibility to get a perk that's going to help you out. All right, so that was the captain status setup. Now let's go to the ship setup, and then we're going to go to crew. So let me introduce you with the ship. So this is Erythrium, crew 20, years in service 12. It has had a mission, Singularity Drive test, but that went really bad. So Singularity Drive is inoperative. That's how we start with this game. So Singularity Drive and all these modules that we have, again, number from 1 to 20. So when you have to randomize to see which module is damaged or destroyed, you can do with the D20. So Singularity Drive is gonna start inoperative. So I'm just gonna put a little red spot on it. Actually, line. Let's do the line. And if something is damaged, we're gonna put like little spot. Let's go to the part with the ship status. So ship is starting with the Singularity Drive inoperable, and then there was a deterioration of the ship as it jumped through this Singularity Drive. So we're gonna do 3 D20 rolls, and we're gonna see which of these other modules will be damaged. Now if I roll a Singularity Drive, that's fine. That's actually good for me. It's gonna mean one less module is gonna be damaged. So if you roll the same one twice, nothing happens, but if you roll it at least once, it's gonna be damaged. So let's hope I'm gonna roll same numbers. So let's see. So 3 modules gonna be damaged. And by the way, modules could be damaged and inoperable. If they're damaged, so you can fix them, and they kind of work just halfway what they usually work. I'm gonna read you some stuff when you see which kind of a damage. And most of them are really important for the working of the ship. Like oxygen tanks, really important. Life support, main engine, I mean, all this is good. But lifeboats are kind of, you can live with them, but also without them. So you'll see. Okay, first roll is number 1. Oh, that's not good. Not good at all. Those are oxygen tanks. So they are damaged. That's not good. I kind of wish everything else was damaged except that. Alright, then we had 13, which is lifeboats A to B. Okay, I don't care about that much, to be honest. And last thing that is damaged is 17 quarantine cells. Okay, that's fine too for now. Now, anytime if you have 10 or more damage or inoperable modules, your ship just explodes, just break up, and it's a game over. So we're gonna have to repair those. But now this will affect how much some oxygen reserves we have, and you'll see how that works. I can actually read you. So oxygen tanks, if they are damaged, we're gonna lose half of our oxygen, rounded up to the smaller number. And we cannot add any oxygen to it later on if we find some. So you have to fix those, otherwise. And oxygen is actually used only when the life support is damaged or inoperable. So think of it like those are supplies of oxygen that we already processed, so we only use them then. And they are actually used another way if we are using cryogenic chamber. So whenever we moving through space, we're going to be in these cryogenic chambers because lots of years going to pass between these events. So we're going to be sleeping to have the minimum usage of food and oxygen. So that's the thing that keeps your crew alive. So having my oxygen tanks now damaged, meaning that whatever I roll now to see how many oxygen I have, the half of that will be gone. So let me see. So oxygen reserves is a D20 plus 6. That puts me 19. Okay, plus 6. That's 24, which is good, but I'm gonna lose half of it, so my oxygen reserve is gonna be 12. There, which is kind of okay. Still a big number. I mean, you will see. All right, let's see what else damage. Lifeboats A to B. How much that is gonna affect my ship? Oh, here it is. They do not have any effects on the ship, but if we have to abandon ship, we will not be able to do so. So sometimes you will need lifeboats to abandon ship, and this is connected actually for one of the missions where you can survive. But if you want to go to the a planet and live with it, you're gonna have to use these lifeboats. So they are kind of not important right now, but important later. So I can repair them or not, we will see. Now, quarantine cells are pretty good if you have any infected crew members, but right now, let me see, they are number 17. Okay, if they are damaged, I cannot have more than 3 crew members in them, which is okay. Actually, not 2. This is a mistake. Let me fix that immediately. Should be 2. All right. So that's with the quarantine cells, which is again not that important, but this oxygen is important. All right, now I need to roll to see how much food we have, and that's a D20 plus whatever the value of the card we draw from the deck. 1. Okay, plus, okay, let me see, I think this is a 10. The ace is a 10 in this game. Just let me confirm. Yeah, so I have 11 food. That is not what I was expecting, but still it's a 2-digit number, so we'll see. Let's see now. The fuel is D20 again with the card value. So 16 plus 4, so 20. That's a good amount of fuel for now. EVA suits. So those are the suits you use to go into the space, and whenever you have to send your crew members, to do on some story mission that demands EVA suits, they're gonna use them. So if you send like 3 crew members, you would need at least 3 EVA suits, and if something happens to those crew members, you're gonna lose those suits. So we start with just a roll on D20. 16. Okay, good number. We're gonna have lots of suits at least, so I don't have to. And now we have torpedoes. Torpedoes are used to attack some space monsters, because there will be some events where the space monster is going to try, to eat your ship or something like that. So you will have to fight, and the only way you can fight is using torpedoes and doing some rolls. But if you don't have any torpedoes, or if you don't kill the creature, then the fail effects is usually damage to the ship, some lost crew members, or who knows what else. So let's see, torpedoes is again just a d20 roll. Oh, 19, okay, lots of torpedoes. So all in all, these are the really good numbers. Now this special ship status, that's when you have some damage here, so to keep track you can write it here, like how that affect the ship. So right now I would say that, so let me see what is the oxygen tank. Alright, so right now I would write that because my oxygen tanks are damaged, I could not add any more oxygen to them, and I lost a half of my oxygen. So there is no way to replenish them right now, meaning I do have to repair them somehow, because if you cannot replenish oxygen, you're gonna be in problems, because we do use oxygen with the passage of time and flying to ship. Okay, so that was the ship status. Now I must admit there is one token I did not make yet. It is used only when you have some invasions by creatures on your ship, and it should have like a little image of a creature. I'm gonna draw that, but that's a token where you use with this little map here, and the creatures could hide on these modules, and then you hunt for it. And that's a special story. That's something interesting. All right, before I made my crew, I'm gonna explain you this part here. So this is where you would hold all your tokens with the crew members. They would all go here. You can stack them or whatever, doesn't really matter. These are your active crew members, and this represents where are they, how they condition right now. So if you have any wounded crew members, you would have to place them here. And you can have any amount you want unless it is damaged, similar to well, it's a bit different with the medical lab. Like you still have, it's a big space, so even if it's damaged, you can have any amount of crew members in the medical lab. You have some heal treatments when you roll for every crew member separately, and if they are healed, they are back into the active. If they are not, well, they go to the morgue. So this is where you place dead crew members, and you can actually process dead body into food. So you can already see where this game could go. It could became really morbid and dark, and that action will cause crew members to mutiny. So they will get rebellious. So that's a medical lab. In quarantine cells, you put any crew members that are infected, and then you have a biological treatment. And it's a one test for all crew members, trying to solve what's with them. And if you're successful, they're fully healed. If there is a fail, you consult the infection table. And there is that infection table here on the end of this. Let me just check. Which, depending on the type of the infection, failure here will cause some different things. For instance, it says infection can be outside the reality of the known science. And in that case, if you fail, it says all crew members in the quarantine are dead. And sometimes when crew members return from some story mission and let's say one of them is infected and the other two are not, and that little token that I was explaining that represent creature, you just put it over the crew member that isn't infected. So you have like, you as a captain have to decide, do you want to put them all in the quarantine or just the infected crew member? Because if you put them all, you're going to be safer, but if it's something really bad, they're all going to die in that quarantine, right? But if it's something that is not that bad, if you put only the infected crew member inside, then only he will die. But then again, if you don't put all of them and infection, the fail effect caused the infection to spread, then those guys that were on the mission, now they're going to be infected and they're going to be here with the rest of the crew members. Meaning that you have to put all the crew members in the quarantine. And if it's something that's not going to spread and not going to be die, you might lose lots of crew members. So again, that's going to be a decision how many I want to put the people in these quarantine cells. Do I want to risk it? Because before you know what it is, you have to put them in quarantine or not, all of them or not. So you have to decide, like, am I that lucky or not? So that's the one thing with the quarantine. Then we have a cryogenic chamber. This is where you put all your crew members when they're sleeping. As you can see, food consumption is 1 unit every 3 years. So for instance, if you're flying, let's say 15 years, it's going to be 5 food, right? But if you're going like only 14, it's not going to be 5, it's going to be 4. So it's not like a full 3 years, then nothing happens. You just spend every 3 years. Same thing with the oxygen consumption, every unit every 3 years. So you already see here that, like, with my reserves of 12, which I cannot replenish, if there is a lot of years between the events, I could lose a lot of this oxygen just by keeping my crew members in cryogenic chamber. And you have to do that because as long you are in the cryogenic chamber, you also age less rapidly. So it's every 5 years you just get 1 year of aging. And remember that, like, and you have to track that. So if your captain is really old and dies, your crew members also get all die. So if you don't put them in cryogenic chamber between the events, then that's how much everybody's going to age. So for instance, if we were 10 years in between the event outside the cryogenic chamber, the good news, we will not spend oxygen reserves, but we will age. Because as I said, oxygen reserves are only spent in cryogenic chamber, and if the life support is damaged, then you have to go to the reserves. Because life support is like processing everything you have and recycling air you have, and you know, it's as long you have your life support on, your oxygen reserves will not be touched that much. Then we have this recreation lounge, where you can treat crewmen that are depressed. And now probably asking how the crewmen can get depressed. Well, sometimes it happens just on the mission. Sometimes it happens because some of them, maybe their friend died. And that's what we're going to do after this. We're going to see who of these crew members are friends, who are enemies, who are lovers, who are married. Because there will be some social connection between your crew members. So you put them here and you hopefully clear you heal their depression, because as long as they are depressed, their bonuses that they can give you when they go to story mission are 0. They just, you know, don't contribute at all, and you have to test every crew member separately for that. We also have a brick. This is where you could put those rebellious crew members, you know, these red ones that, you know, they don't like you that much. Well, there is like a correction treatment. And by the way, whenever you put people in cryogenic chamber, Brig is also connected to that. So they are like also in cryogenic chamber. So they can be like many years in the Brig without also just using oxygen like in cryogenic chamber, or not getting that old. But as they sleep, there is this correction treatment that makes them to love you, basically rewriting their brain. Don't forget, we have a ship computer here with the AI that you can, ask to do anything. So there is a test for all crew members in the Brig, and successful, crew is rehabilitated, they love you. If fail, crew members are still rebellious. So some crew members could be lots in the Brig, but this action that you can put them in the Brig will cost you some guilt, and might actually cause more mutiny, I mean more rebellious people, because if you put someone's friends in the Brig, his friend's not gonna like you, right? So there is that. And lastly, the morgue, I already explained that. So this is where you're gonna use your crew member cheats to put them around here and do some stuff with them. Alright, now let's do a crew data. Now there is a rule how many different proficiencies you can have the ship, and let me just check where that is. Alright, so these are all the proficiencies we have, and there is a table here so I can show you. Actually, do I have the table with the proficiencies? Oh no, I didn't wrote them, but no matter. There is here in my little notebook. So we have a specialist, like he's the guy that basically good at everything, right? You probably want to have lots of those, but there is a rule that you only can have 2 of them. Pilots, you can have 2 of them also on the ship. Commander, which is good commanding other people, you also have you only have 1 of them ship. Medic, 3 medics. Hacker, only 1. Counselor, only 1. Security, 3. Engineers, also 3. Scientist, 2 of them, and biologist, 2 of them. So those are all the proficiency. So we're gonna now name the crew, and I'm just gonna use some names but I think it's good for them, and write that down. And then we're gonna see what proficiency I wanna add them and how much good they're gonna be in that. There are roles for that. So let's find the number 1. Let's see this crew member a bit. Kinda sad looking fellow. We're gonna call him Arthur. The number 1's gonna be Arthur. And he's gonna be engineer. Let's put him like engineer. And now we're gonna see how much good at engineering he's gonna be. So 1 to 14 is gonna get +1 bonus, 15 to 17 is +2, and 18 to 20 is +3. And we have 19, so he's a really good engineer, +3. Perfect. Alright, let's find number 2. Here it is. It's a lady. Oh, by the way, you have like half of your crew members are male, other half are female. So this lady here, we're gonna call her Lynn. And let's put her to be also engineer. Engineer, so let's see how proficient she is. 7. Oh, that's gonna be +1. She's not that good engineer. And lastly, number 3. Here it is. This guy here. Let's put him in security. We're gonna call him Billy. He looks like Billy. Security. Let's see how much good. Oh, let me get this dice here. Alright. A 4. Not a good security, only +1. So this will be always random. You don't know what crew you're gonna get. Alright. Put these guys here. Oh, where is our number 3? Oh, he's hiding somewhere. Oh, number 4, sorry, here it is. This guy here. Let's say he's also the engineer. I'm gonna call him Sean. Engineer, and let's see. 12. Okay, that puts him on a +1. Sorry, not that good. Alright, and number 5. Let's call this guy Cecil. And let's put him as a counselor. So he's gonna be counselor. Let's see how good counselor. 18, pretty good, +3. Okay, so he's like a psychologist. Gonna keep us sane. Okay, number 6. Here it is. This lady here. Call her. Let's call her Mika. I knew a girl that looks like this, actually. Call her Mika. She's gonna be. Let's say biologist. Actually, no. Let her be a hacker. She's gonna be a hacker. 16, which puts her +2. Okay, she's not. She's kind of in the middle. All right. Number 8. This happy lady here. Let's put her. Let's put her in the security actually with Billy. And then let's call her Anna. Let's call her Anna. Security. And let's see. A 3. Oh damn. Billy and Anna are really not good at securing things. Alright. Let's see. Number 9. We're gonna call him Chan. And he's gonna be. We already have all the engineers. How much security guys we need? Let me just check. Oh well, he can be specialist. The specialist 15 puts him in +2. That's not bad. Okay, number 10. This lady here, she's gonna be. Wait. Wait, I forgot the number 7. Alright, so what did I put? Mika was 6. Anna is actually 8. Okay, that's okay. This guy is 9. We just put that to 7, which I skipped. This guy here, we're gonna put him in, gonna be a pilot. We're gonna call him Anatoly. Pilot. Not that good pilot, +1. Alright, then we have number 10. This lady here. Let's call some French name. Let's give her some French name. I don't know, Francois. Francois, yeah. And she's gonna be a scientist. Let's see. Oh, 20 +3. Pretty good scientist. Okay. Number 11. We have this lady here. Let her put in the pilots also. I'm gonna call her Mia. Pilot. Let's see. 8 added +1. Okay, number 12. This lady here, she's gonna be a biologist, and I'm gonna call her Katie. Okay, biologist. 19, pretty good biologist. We have this guy here. 13, let's call him Simon. What he can be? Well, he looks like a medic. All right. 5, but not that good medic. Now we're gonna need another medic. Let's put this lady here. We're gonna call her. How are we gonna call her? Andrea. Medic. Andrea the medic. Okay, let's see. 16, that gives you +2. And I think I need, how many medics? 3, I need one more. Let's see, 15. This guy doesn't look like a medic, he more looks like, how many pilots I have? Already 2. Security, I have 1. 2. I need one more security guy, so let's put this guy into security. Let's give him some name, I don't know. Daryl. Security. Oh, pretty good, +3. Alright. Almost done. 16, we have this lady. Let's see. Medics, engineers. I have all the engineer. I have 1, 2, 3 security. I have 2 pilots. We can put this lady as a scientist. Let's call her, I don't know, let's call her Miri. Scientist. Alright. Then that's it, just +1. Okay, 17. We have this lady here. Let's make her medic 2. And we're gonna call her Zan. Oh, she's pretty good, +3. Alright. Number 18. do have a hacker. I guess he's gonna be command. Oh, did I already put? No, I didn't put anyone in command. He's gonna put this guy in command. I'm gonna call him Ben. Command. See how good commander he is. 16, that's a +2. Alright. 19, we have this guy here. I think I need another specialist. Yep. I'm gonna put him in the specialist. I'm gonna call him I don't know. Let's call him Dragon. Dragon, he's like from Balkan. Specialist. A 10, not a good specialist, sadly. And we have one more open space for this lady here. I'm gonna call her Jessica. Let's see what's open for Jessica. What's left? Biologist, yeah. She's gonna be a biologist. That's yeah, I need one more biologist. Alright, so let's see. 18, pretty good biologist, +3. So that's all my crew, and that's their proficiencies. And now we're gonna go a little deeper and see what are their social connections. Let me just check here. Ah, here it is. So they could, crew members in between could be friends, enemies, siblings, so brother or sister, lovers, or married. All of these could be multiple, like you can have multiple people that are like lovers in between, but married people you can only have, like there is no like polygamy in the future. Sorry, but there is not, just monogamy. And depending, this is important when you're sending them on the mission, because, and I'm gonna read this from my notebook. So for instance, if they are friends and the friend lose a friend, he could go into depression. You roll a d20 and everything over 16 will cause that other guy or girl to get depressed. When they are depressed, as I said, their proficiency is 0, so they do not add nothing. But if you have friends together on the mission, they add you additional +1 bonus when they are together for the role on the story mission. So that's good. Enemies is actually a bit different. If you put enemies together on the story mission, they actually, you're gonna have a -1 DRM on the roll. So you don't want to put enemies together. And enemies don't really care if someone else died. Actually, if you put someone's enemy in the brick, and if that someone was rebellious, he immediately become loyal toward you, because he thinks you put my enemy in the brick, I really like you. Okay. Then siblings, if they are together in the group or not, doesn't really matter, but someone dies, they get depressed, and they also become rebellious. They just don't like you. They consider you as a captain, you know, responsible for the death of their brother or sister. With the lovers, if they are together in the group, you actually have a +2 DRM. They like to work together. But again, if one dies, depression and rebellious for the other. Married, same thing, but actually for the married people, when they're together on the mission event, you have a -2 dice roll modifier for this. So you don't want to put married people together to go. I guess they're nagging each other, I don't know. Or they are too afraid for each other, I don't know. That was my thinking. Alright, so let's see. There are rolls. Okay, so for some reason I didn't write all the rolls. Let me do it quickly. Alright, so all the rolls really need to be high. So for instance, this is how you're gonna check for it. You're gonna go through this list and we're gonna roll for every name. So first one is Arthur, number 1, this guy here. And you're gonna check for all these statuses. So first of all, does he have a friend? I need 16 or more. No. Does he have an enemy? No, because you need 70 or more. Does he have a brother or sister serving with? Nope. Is he a lover with someone? No. Is he married with someone? No. So he's a loner. And just gonna write here a little L. He's not a loser, he's just a loner. Okay, don't be harsh over the Arthur. Now same thing we're gonna do with Lynn. Friends? No. Enemies? No. Siblings? No. Lover? No. Married? No. Here's one too. Okay. Let's do Billy here. Oh, he is friend. Alright, so he is friend, and now you're just gonna roll a number, and that's gonna be his friend. So 13. Who's 13? Oh, this guy here. So we're gonna put that Billy friend with Simon. Alright. So he has a friend. Does he have an enemy? No. Does he have a sibling? No. Lover? No. Married? No. So he's just friends with the Simon. Alright. Chen is next. Same thing. Oh, he has a friend. Okay, who is it? By the way, he cannot be friend to himself, and any friend cannot have the enemy. I mean, it's just common sense. So no enemies. Oh, well, that was actually the roll. So number 3. So Chen here is actually friend of Billy. Yeah, let me write like this. 3 friend. Simon is 13 and 4 friend. Billy is 3. Okay. Alright, let's check siblings. No. Lover? No. Married? No. Alright, so that's it. We have number 5, which is that's Sean, engineer. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, that was a Sean actually. Sorry, not a Chen. No, it's a Chen. Why did I do it? Okay. Number 5, this is a counselor. Cecil. Okay, does he have any friends? No. Enemies? Nope. Siblings? No. Lover? Married? No. Another loner. Mika? Oh, she has a friend. And she's actually friend with Chen here. So, Mika. Friend with Chen. So that's a 6. Friendly status with Chen is 4. Alright. Enemy? No. Siblings? Married? No. That was a 6. Where's the 7? This guy here. That's Anatoly, a pilot. Any friends? No. Enemies? No. Siblings? No. Oh, he is a lover with someone. All right. Anatoly. Let's see with him. I mean, could be her or him. It's future, everything possible. 15. Oh, he loves the security guy. Didn't know that. The Daryl. Interesting. So Anatoly is 7. With 13. So Billy is friend with this guy, and these two guys are actually lovers. Okay. Married? Because could be married also. Alright, no. 8. We have Anna here. Any friends, Anna? No. Any enemies? No. Siblings? No. Lovers? No. Needs 17. Married? No. Anna is also alone. Then we have number 9, which is this Chen guy. So friends? No. Enemies? Oh yeah, he does have an enemy. 70 and more is an enemy. So who's your enemy, Chen? Who do you don't like? The Simon guy. Okay, so this guy here. No, wait, that's a 15. Wait a minute, did I made a mistake? No, the 15 is Daryl. Okay, that's not the Daryl. Why did I thought it was the Simon? So 13. Who's the 13? Oh, he doesn't like Simon actually. So Chen, enemy, Simon. So that's a 9. Enemy status with Simon is 13. Okay, interesting. Number 10 is Francois. Oh wait, I still need to continue rolling for Chen. He might be a lover of someone. Nope. Been married. No. Okay, Francois. Friends. Yes, she has a friend. Her friend is number 9. So 10. Friend with Chen. Okay. Enemies. No. Siblings. No. Lovers? No. Married? No. Okay. So she's just a friend. Okay. We come to the number 11. Any friends? Nope. Any enemies? Nope. Brothers, sisters? Nope. Lovers? Nope. Married? Oh. So 11, Mia, is married with 13. Oh, let me see. Is he available? That's a Simon. So 11, married, 13. Simon, which is a medic, so she piloted a medic. These two. Where's the other guy? It is. These two is actually in marriage. Okay. Number 12. Any friends? Yep. Who? 19. So Kathy, which is 12, is friend with 19, and 19 is Dragon. Dragon. Our specialist Dragon. So her friend. Alright. Any enemies? Oh, she do have an enemy also. Okay. Let's see who she doesn't like. 11, which is this girl here. She doesn't like Mia. Okay. Any brothers, sisters? No. Lovers? Oh. No, actually. Yeah, it's 17. That's for... Alright. Let's see who's the lover. Number 7, and that's Anatoly. Ooh, so Anatoly is actually B. Okay. Because he's lover of Daryl, but also lover of okay, of this girl too. Interesting. The 7. Where's the Anatoly? This guy, he likes everybody. All right, married. Oh, and she's also married. Oh, so this will be some love triangle here. 11. Wait, can't be. No, we can't have that status because Mia is also married. So we roll again. 14. Who's the 14? Andrea. Oh, she's married with Andrea. Wow. Things complicate. So married to Andrea, but lover of Anatoly. Wow. 14. This will be... If this girl dies, many people around here is gonna be depressed. Alright, so that was 12. Let's go 13. Oh, we're coming to Simon now. Any friends? Yep. Who? 20. He's friend with Jessica. So 13. Simon, friend with 20. Jessica. Alright. Any enemies? No. Brothers, sisters? No, he needs 18 for that. No lovers. No, not married, but let me check. This guy is actually already... Well, he's already married, so... With 11. Which is Mia, yeah. So... I didn't have to roll for that. Alright. Oh, so this girl here is already married with this girl here, so I don't have to roll for that. But let's see, friends? No, enemies? Oh, she does have an enemy. And it's a number 4, which is Billy. Interesting. Okay. So 14, enemy 3. Doesn't like Billy. Okay, brothers, sisters. No. Lovers. No. Alright. 15. So this guy here is already in love with the number 7, so we don't have to roll for that. But let's see, friends. No friends. Enemies. No enemies. Siblings. No. We already know he's a lover with Anatolia, actually. Is he married also? No. Loner. That's a number 15. Alright. 16, this girl here. No social connections yet, so she's a friend with... She's a friend with Simon. Okay. So she is a friend with this guy. Enemies? No. Siblings? Oh! Let's see. Alright, so number 10 is Francois. So this girl here and 16 have a sister, Francois. Okay, let's see, do they actually... Well, there is some family resemblance. Alright, lovers? No. Married? Oh, she's married. Okay. Let's see. Who's the lucky guy or girl? 4. That would be Chen. And he's not married to anyone else. So yeah, he's available. So she actually 16, where is she's married to 4 to Chen. So these guys are together. Alright. 17. Any friends? No. Enemies? Oh, she does have an enemy. She's number 17. Let's see who's her enemy. She doesn't like 16, which is Miri. For some reason. Zen doesn't like this girl here. Okay, brothers, sisters? No. Lovers? No. Married? No. Okay, just Kate, for some reason, the scientist girl, she doesn't like. Okay, 18. Any friends? Yes. Who is your friend? Number 1. So Ben is a friend with Arthur. Okay. Is there any enemy? There is. Oh, so let's see. He also hates number 14, which is Andrea. Okay. Enemy Andrea. This guy is a friend with this guy here, but he doesn't like Andrea, which is number 14. For some reason he doesn't like Andrea. Andrea is a medic. This guy is command. So maybe she was against his some orders or something like that. Alright. Brothers, sisters, no. Lovers. Oh, he has a lover, which is 18. Who's the 18? Oh, that's him. Oh, he cannot love himself that much. Alright, let's go again. 6. Who's the 6? That's Mika. She doesn't have any other engagement, so yeah. He's lower with a 6. So these two are together. Okay, is there like marriage also involved some here? No. Okay, so that's it. So we come to this guy number 19. That's a dragon from Balkan. We already know that he's like a friend with Katy, but he could have multiple friends, so that's fine. No other friends, enemies. No enemies. Brothers, sisters. No. Lovers. 16. No. Married. No. He needed 18 or more. So Dragon is kind of not loner. He's actually friend. As I said, he's 19. He's a friend with Katy. So he has one friend here. These two are friends. That's actually a complicated story. Because Katy doesn't like Mia.
Probably.
And she's also a lover with Anatoly. And married to... Okay, so there is a complex story here. Alright, one crew member left. Jessica, number 20. Any friends? No. Enemies? No. Brothers, sisters? No. Lovers? Oh, she do have a lover. Okay. Who is it? Number 5. Okay. 20. Lover with 5, which is Cecil. Let me check something. Yeah, that's possible. He's not like... Yeah, that's possible. Where is the Cecil number 5? These two are a couple. So Jessica, biologist, and Cecil, the counselor. Oh, Cecil. Okay, so you're counseling Jessica on a regular basis. Alright. And lastly, let's see, is there a marriage involved? No. So that's it. I have all my social connections. And I will have to consult this if that's happened, right? Because multiple people can be involved. Like for instance, check this situation. Just gonna draw a little diagram, which would be also good to do, like if you have a book to or piece of paper to do that. The number 12 here, which is Katy. She has a friend, number 19, which is Dragon, this guy here. They are friends, right? Friends. Then she has an enemy. Which is Mia, and that's number 11. So she's the enemy with this girl. He really doesn't like her. Then she's a lover with this guy here. So love, let's make a little like a heart. But she's also married. Oh, wait a minute. Let me check something. Yeah, she's married to this girl here. So they have like a, let's put a little connection. So for instance, if any these guys around her and girls around her dies, she's going to be really depressed. But also, if she dies, all of these will have some problems, right? And this Anatoly guy here is actually also a lover with a 15, which is this guy here. Works in security. Okay. So Anatoly here, he's like a bee, likes women and men. Same passion. Interesting. So there are some connection now with the crew, which is going to be really interesting, to say the least. All right. So that was that. We formed the captain. We formed the ship and a crew. And in the next video we're gonna start having some events. Now it's gonna be just a demo. I'm gonna play 4 already preset events just to show you how everything works, but we will not know which story I'm gonna roll, right? So that's gonna be interesting because each event has 20 possible stories. So I will know which event I will have, but I will not know what kind of a story and what's going to happen during that story. That's going to be a random thing. Also, I will not know how many years going to pass between those events. And this is how we start. And this is actually our first event, so I have to issue some orders right now. So this is how it works. So as my action phase, I can issue 3 orders, and then any order after that I have to pay with 1 sanity. These are the orders I can issue. Send the crew members to quarantine cells. Send the crew members to medical lab. Send the crew members to recreation lounge. And send the crew members in the cryogenic chamber. Then there are questionable actions. These are specially marked. So I can send the crew members into the brig. And this action will cause some guilt. You have to roll after that and see how much guilt you're going to get. And don't forget that, like, if I put this girl here into the brig, everyone around is going to be a bit upset, right? They actually could be rebellious, so I need to watch for that. Then I can questionable action, sending bodies from the morgue into the processing plant if the processing plant is working. This is the processing plant. This processing plant can turn any raw materials and any other materials into something else. And exchange is 1 to 1. So if I found some fuel, I can turn it into oxygen and so on. Although there are some rules that you can exchange. Usually you will find some raw materials which can be exchanged into anything, but You'll see how that works when we get to the events. So that's one questionable thing. Then I can execute number of the crew, any number of the crew, by putting them into the airlock and just, you know, flushing them out. That's also gonna cause some serious guilt, and some people really not gonna like that. And also I can select crew members to do the repairs, and that's what we're gonna do here. We're gonna do only 2 actions. Actually, we're gonna do all 3. So I'm gonna select some crew members to do repairs on oxygen tanks, some crew members to do repairs on the quarantine cells, and my last will be to put everybody in cryogenic chamber. So how this works with the repairs? For this, it is good that you have engineers, because to repair something, it's not easy. Now you can select any number of engineers, and let me see. So I have Arthur, Lin, and who else? And Chan. So number 1, 2, and 4. So these are my engineers. So I will, and you combine their bonuses, roll a d20, and then draw a card from a deck, and if your roll is bigger than that, you manage to repair. And you have only 1 chance to do so. So next, if I fail, I can only repair 1 model per turn, so must be different models. So I can send them to repair quarantine cells and oxygen tanks, but I cannot do oxygen tanks twice. So for instance, let's see, these 2, 3 and a 1, so that's a +4. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to do 1 repair. I'm going to send all of them. Now, you can send the people that are not good with engineering, and you're going to get only +1 from them. So when you send people that are good with that, you use their bonuses that they have. If you send anyone else, they only have a +1. So this means I can also assign some other people. And you can never assign more than 3. That's the rule when repairs. So this guy is a +3. So this really doesn't really, but it would be good that my engineers are actually good, but they are not really that good. So we're gonna do it like this. I'm gonna send these 3 just to try to repair the oxygen tanks. That's gonna be my first. So I have a 5 plus a 6, so that's 11 against 5. So oxygen tanks will be repaired. That's good. Do I want to do quarantine cells? Okay, let's do just some other people. Doesn't really matter. They all gonna contribute 1. They are not engineers, so that's +3. +1, that's a 4. Against King is, I think, 8. Let me just check quickly. No, he's actually 9, so I failed. They failed. They didn't manage to fix this quarantine cells. And then all my crew, we're gonna put them into cryogenic chamber. And that's it. That's how our first turn starts. Our singularity drive got busted. We're in a different dimension and space. We managed to fix the oxygen tanks. Then we all went to cryogenic chamber. And then next time when we draw a card. And by the way, you do not reshuffle this deck until you have to draw a card and you don't have any cards. When you reshuffle deck, some things will happen. some checks will happen. Like for instance, the ship will deteriorate. So after so many time have passed, some other model's gonna also, you're gonna roll 3 times to see what other model's gonna get damaged. And by the way, if you roll a model that is damaged and you roll it again, it's gonna be inoperative. Just so you know. And inoperative things cannot be fixed. They are gone for good. So that's really bad. That's why you probably wanna fix some stuff. Now, this only applies to the things that were already damaged at the beginning of the turn. So for instance, if I roll a life support that is not damaged, I will put damage on it, but if in the same turn I roll it again, I'm just gonna skip, right? But if I have damage from before, like let's say the life, so the quarantine itself, and in the next turn if I roll them again, then they become inoperative. So that's why in the end of the turn you want to fix some damage, because if you roll those during that deterioration phase, it's just going to become inoperative. So that's it for this video. I know it was a really long video. It's a different kind of a game. You sit, I mean, it's working probably faster when you don't have to explain everything. So this is something you would sit alone and do some narrative stories going through the events. Normally this is the table you would fill in with the names and social connections, proficiencies, and this is the bonus. Statuses here, you don't write anything unless they die. So you have kill in action, missing in action. That's basically 2 statuses you're gonna have, unless I put something else. When they're infected, you're gonna deal with that immediately. So basically infection part is it stops when the infection stops, right? So could stop really quickly or could infect lots of crew members before you manage to keep your infection down. So yeah, that's it. The next video we're gonna play some events and you're gonna see how everything works. So for those that stay with me in this long video, thanks for watching. I hope this will be something interesting to play with, a nice solitary game with a good narrative part, and we'll see. So goodbye.